Morning.
Hi, wow, you look gorgeous.
Yeah, where are you going today?
Nowhere I'm going.
Woohoo, that sounds exciting.
I've had a haircut.
You had a haircut?
Had a haircut. New me.
Yes. And
Wow,
we have a new motto actually that Karen has given us the awareness, which is an amazing motto, which is I'm amazing.
I'm amazing.
Yes. And
you girls are amazing too.
So how are you today, everybody? I'm amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, that's lovely, isn't it?
Yes.
That's great.
And good morning, Barb. How are you today? Are you amazing? Okay, so we're going to start off with expanding our being, right? And this truly is, even if you don't know it yet, keep practicing this and get to the place where you are checking in with yourself all the time and going, am I expanded? Am I right out? Okay, so how far am I out? Oh, I'm not very far. Okay, so expand my being. And pretty much all you have to do is say, expand. So yesterday we were practicing expanding and then being and then coming back to our bodies. So we can do that again today as well. So what you want to do is you can close your eyes or not. You can do whatever you want, whatever's nicest or easiest for you. And remember that ease is our priority today and for this week. So expand your being, take your being out through past your body, stay connected with your body and take your being, expand it in all directions as an acoustical, infinite being that you be. Take it right out past your body and fill the room that you're in. Feel your being, fill every nook and cranny of the room that you're in, and then take the energy of who you be and go out past the house that you're in and out past the city that you live in and out past the country that you live in all directions, and now go out past the earth in all directions, and now out into space. Now the target of this is to be space. When you be space, you make yourself infinite. When you make yourself infinite, you don't make anything else significant. So right now, pull your energy back into your body. Right, now go right out again to where you were before and go even further. Expand your awareness right around the planet, all over the earth. Tap into all the cities, all the major cities. And just kind of perceive what's going on in New York, in Hong Kong, in London, where else would you like to go? Beijing, Malaysia, Brisbane, and Wellington. And just have your awareness over there, but keep on pushing out the energy of who you be. Push down the barriers and walls, lower those walls and barriers of any energies that you have around you, and keep on expanding right out into the universe, past this universe and out into more universes, and then past those universes out into all universes. So this is when you're out in the world today, and when you're doing what you do, being what you be, check in with yourself and go, you know what, am I expanded or am I finite? Because that's the opposite to infinite, is finite. And when you're finite, that's when you think a lot. You can open up your eyes now and start pulling energies. So we're going to pull lots of energies of gratitude. What about having gratitude for your being, for you and who you be? Pull the energies of gratitude and caring and kindness for you. For you. And Being You, Changing the World, the book by Dr. Dane, is all about having kindness and caring. And how we do. That's who we be. We are beings who have lots of caring and kindness for others. And now it's really time to have it for us. So would you be willing to check in with yourself all day and go, you know what, am I having that for me? Flow those energies of gratitude all over your body and all over your being. Flow that energy and flow it, and then double that and pull that even more, all through your being and over your being and for everything that you be. So these expand your being is all about being. It's about being, it's not about doing. Because when you be an energy, life just creates. You create it. And there's a wonderful process that I have talked about before, but I've just really stepped it up and made a commitment to myself to do it 30 times a day for at least a month. And I'm going to share it with you. You may know it, you may not, but it might just remind you to use this process, which is what would it take for me to be willing to live the energy of what I'd like my life to be, so that it can show up for me in totality. It's about being energy. What would it take for me to be willing to live the energy of what I'd like my life to be, so that it can show up for me in totality? And everything that doesn't allow that, all the thoughts, feelings, emotions, and no sex I'm using to absolutely refuse and reject the energy of what I'd like my life to be, will you destroy and uncreate all those? Times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, rock, all known, shorts with neons. So I'm going to run, and it's really good to do it out loud too. So maybe do it in the shower, when you're driving in your car. So what would it take for me to be willing to live the energy of what I'd like my life to be, so that it can show up for me in totality? Everything that doesn't allow that, and all the thoughts, feelings, emotions, and no sex I'm using to absolutely refuse and reject the energy of what I'd like my life to be, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all known, shorts, boys, and yarns. Now, has anybody got anything at all that they stay expanded, by the way? Has anyone got anything you would like to cover today or to change? And Barb, can you take yourself off mute and just let us know how things are going in your world?
Right, okay. I was just opening my box of flowers before, and there's a few damaged ones. We were talking about that yesterday, about asking the universe for my flowers to come in pristine condition.
Yes.
Obviously didn't ask loud enough. Because
yeah, well, maybe you didn't ask soon enough. I would say it's more about asking soon enough.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm going to have to complain about a few of the bunches are a bit not very good. Yeah, and the flowers are super expensive, so you just can't really afford to be dealing with that kind of crap. Yeah, but really puts you off being a florist because you just think, oh, I just can't deal with that shit, being sent shit flowers that are damaged and inferior. So
Okay, so can everybody hear how Barb has gone into a conclusion? And this is what we're talking about. Now, I know it's true. Your flowers have arrived and they're in damaged condition. And it really will help if you would, instead of going to a conclusion, go, okay, so the flower, I can see the flowers are not good. How does it get any better than this?
Yeah.
What else is possible? How does it get any better than this?
Yeah.
What else is possible? And yes, maybe make a phone call and say, but have no charge on it.
No emotional charge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so the flowers have arrived and they've been actually like this for a few weeks or a few times, and
they've been pretty good lately. Actually, this is just a one-off bad day, I think.
yeah.
Well, sometimes they do sneak. They're naughty though. They know that I'm out of town and they just sneak one of something in that's bruised or old. Yeah, they do it because they know they just can't sell everything, because people that come into their market on foot traffic aren't going to choose out those things, are they? So they just slip one or two into the whole big box of flowers that I get. I get one or two things, and of course I'm not going to complain about one or two things, but when it comes to more than that,
okay, so there's a couple of things here, because there's a couple of things that we might be able to get some tools out of. One of the things is it's possible that that's what they do, right? Yes, I hear you.
Yeah.
And also, the thing is, when we look,
Interesting
but
point
like
of
the
view.
tablecloth, what's that, Karen?
Interesting point of view.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you heard me talking about the tablecloth?
No.
Because when I wash the tablecloth and I make it all beautiful and iron it and then put it on the table, and the first thing that anyone does is when they sit down is they spill food on it.
Oh, yeah, I have heard you say that one. Yeah.
Right. Now, if I, for some reason or other, because I've made it precious,
The tablecloth, yeah. Right.
and that's what I'm talking about. This is how we do stuff. If you could truly destroy and uncreate all your points of view you have about flowers, and promise me that you will.
What about these particular flowers, or flowers altogether in general?
All of that, everything. All
Flowers in general and today's flowers.
All your points of view you have about flowers, and flowers coming from the markets, and the markets, destroy and uncreate all your points of view about the markets. Would you please?
Yes.
And we'll all do that too, by the way. And then we'll do the clearing statement, which is right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts with meons. So keep on destroying and uncreating your relationship with the markets. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts with meons. So can you see, you guys, anything at all that you have any kind of energy on or upset, you're creating the energy. So keep on destroying and uncreating your relationship with the markets, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, spoon, meons. And now would you ask, okay, so what would it take for me to talk to the market people? What would it take to get a refund? Or can you see how we're going to questions now?
Right, okay.
What other questions can we ask around this? How does it get any better than this is one. What else is possible? What would it take for the flowers to them to pick out the best flowers for me? What would it take for the flowers to arrive and be amazing? And just ask questions like that and just keep on asking. So when you ask a question for something, like, you know how you say you didn't say it loud enough, it's probably not that you didn't say it loud enough. It's probably that you didn't say it soon enough, because you have to give the universe time to rearrange things when you ask for something. So say you're asking for a piano. So I'm asking for a piano for my grandchildren. So I'm just going, what would it take for a lovely piano, or a piano, digital piano, a really good digital piano for my grandkids? What would it take for that to show up? And you truly can ask for stuff. And you can ask for your flowers to arrive well as well. Because all of this other stuff is like, yes, I hear you. Yes, you're out of town, and yes, you can't do this, and yes, you can't do that. But I can guarantee you there are people who are out of town who don't get flowers thrown in. It's that reason and justification. Can you hear how we go to reason? It's because I'm this, or it's because of that. No. In some way, if you would be willing to acknowledge, you know what, I created this in some way. Are you willing to acknowledge that you created it?
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Well, the thing about, I'll tell you, the reason you acknowledge that you created it is because then you can also uncreate it. If you create something, then you also have the power to uncreate it. And what Gary says is we pretty much create everything. Everything is our creation. So we create the good stuff as well as the bad stuff. We've created everything. And most of it's by choice. In fact, everything is choice. So right now, do you want to choose to hold on to the points of view that you didn't create it, or do you choose to really choose to acknowledge, you know what, I did create this. Now what else is possible?
Right. Okay,
So
I get you now.
Yeah, so everything that is Constantinian, right, wrong, good, bad, public, no shorts, belongs. Truly, 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 everything is our creation. Now, no one else will tell you that. Most people will say, oh, you poor thing. But Access is about empowering you to know that you know everything. And if I say to you, Barb, yes, you're right, it's terrible, they're just doing a terrible thing to you, am I empowering you, or am I aligning and agreeing with you about what a victim you are?
Right.
Are you a victim?
I hope not.
No. Would you like to choose not to be a effing victim?
Yes, I choose not to be.
Yes, right, good, bad, pop, no shorts, melons. So can you see how it is empowering for you to go, you know what, I did create this. Now, how can I change that? And everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive, all of that, will you destroy and create it, please, darling?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all known shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, so is there anything that anyone else has created that's bullshit and they wish they hadn't created it? See, yeah. What I've created lots of different stuff. I created a shitty life, that's for sure. I created it, and now I go, okay, so I created that, or goodbye, what would it take for me to create something far greater than this? And flowers. Yes, Waveney.
I've created obsessing over my health.
Over your health, absolutely. Yeah. Now, isn't that a good awareness? So now can you change it? What would it take for this to change? So that's a really good question, by the way. What needs to change is what needs to change, or how can I change this? And with your health, yesterday we were making everything, lots of different things infinite. How did that infiniteness, how did that go for you, Barb, when you made things infinite?
Good. I think it does, for me, it kind of just helps dissolve things, and it helps an issue or a person to not be so significant, and it eases the anxiety around an issue of a person or a situation. So that's what I was doing it, and I need to do it again. I need to keep doing it.
Because you do forget to do it. You know what? When you learn these tools, you will forget, and that's what these little soirees are about, is to remind us. Because every now and then will go, oh, what do I? And oh, that's right. Make it infinite. Or I'm making that person significant. Okay, make him infinite. So when we did infinite, Waveney and Karen, what we did is, you know how we're making ourselves infinite right now? We're expanding ourselves right out to the universe. When you make a situation infinite, you're taking all the energy and making it infinite. So every time you think about your health or your body, and that's one of the things I like to work with sometimes is bodies on these morning Zooms. But right now, that's a really good place to start, is whenever you think of your health, make it infinite. And just go, foof, foof, like that. Or whenever you think of anything at all, because money is a good thing to do, to make infinite as well. Because we do. Can you hear how we put lots of energy on money? And how much more money could we have if we didn't make money significant? See, if money was as light as a feather, wouldn't it just come lots and lots of it to us, right? But it's our energy that we put on it, and it's the same with the energy that we put on to anything at all that we make significant. So is there anything else about that, Waveney, that you want to ask about? Any questions?
Yes, I think when you're talking about infinite and finite, when I obsess about my health, it is really about my body being finite. That's the messages that come from the body that put me into the spiral of feeling like the body is in pain or in discomfort. So it's finite, so it's difficult to feel that.
Do you have a lot of pain with your body?
Not so much. It's more discomfort, really, and
Right.
in my gut. Yeah.
Discomfort in your gut.
Yeah.
That's actually more of an awareness, isn't it? Gary would call that an intensity.
Mm.
It's an intensity, and maybe it's your body trying to talk to you about something. So ask lots of questions. So body, what are you trying to tell me here? Body, what are you trying to, and just don't answer it. Just let the body show you. Thing about making it infinite as well is because you take the pressure off it.
Mm-hmm. You can make it significant too.
Yes, exactly.
Mm.
And when you make something significant, you make it greater than you, right? So that's what we were playing with yesterday. We were playing with taking the energy of anyone at all who we have made significant, or anything. Anything you make significant, you align and agree, you have aligned and agreed, and you have a resisted and reacted. There's 4 ways that you make something significant. First of all, there's the positive polarity, which is aligning and agreeing, and then there's the negative polarity, which is resisting and reacting. So everywhere you've resisted and reacted to and aligned and agreed with about your body, would you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Times gazillion, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, all known, short, squares, and longs. And then ask a question. What question can I ask is a great question. What can I ask? What needs to change? That is a really great question. I might be asking that the whole way through a class. What needs to change here? What do I need to change? What do I need to be aware of? What questions can I ask? What questions can I ask about flowers? And you can talk to the flowers. Let's talk to the flower people. Actually, you know what, Barb? Do you ever talk to the fairies?
Yes, I'm a great flower fairy advocate. I'm in communication with fairies.
Can you ask the fairies to help you bring the flowers that are and be in very good condition?
Yes, a good idea.
Give them some time, please. Give them some time. If it doesn't work straight away, just go, you know what? I just need to give you more time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a fairy person too. You wouldn't, honestly, our garden is incredible. And I know because I talk to the fairies and the sprites and what are all the other little fairy things that come into the gardens. Do you remember there's a beautiful place in Scotland where the little boy, what's the name of that place? Does anybody know it? It's very well known.
Findhorn.
Findhorn, absolutely. And it's very famous because it was a barren piece of dirt and the people bought it. And the little boy actually asked the fairies and all the different little sprites. And the garden is famous. And when we moved here, that's what I did. I asked the fairies and the sprites to come and help me. And has Kim ever told you, oh, I don't know, did I ever tell you about we planted 3 feed jars out on the, kind of out on the, by the road. And Jim said, oh, well, you know, people will eat the feed jars. And I said, I don't mind. People want to help themselves to feed jars when they grow. But what happened was there's 3 feed jar trees and the one at the top by the footpath, it was just flourishing and blooming and being beautiful. And then one morning we came out and somebody had broken its main stem. So we just left it and got it to keep growing again. And it was growing really, really well and starting to catch up with 2 other mates. And then somebody broke it again. So then we took it out and we placed it. And what I did was I asked the fairies to come and help me. And I also put an energetic barbed wire with poison on this barbed wire that if anyone touched it, they would get poisoned and die. And it hasn't been touched. So there's all sorts of energetic things that you can do but you can't do that with your flowers.
No.
But you can lighten up about your flowers.
Yes, take the stress out of it because it.
And just laugh about it. Oh, here they are again. Okay, so what else is possible now? Because anything that you get heavy and significant about, one of the things is that you're creating a lie. So, do you want to just ring with having no charge? Ring them up and say, "Hey, look, I've just got another batch of flowers. You could take a photo so that they know you're not lying.
Yeah, I have to do that. Yeah, they insist on that. I've actually taken photos of it, so I will do that after this Zoom call and just, but it is good to, I feel lighter about it now, whereas
Please
before I felt quite heavy and I find it very offensive when it happens. And so now I feel lighter about it and I don't feel like it's such an offence. So I'm making it less significant, but I still will do something about it, i.e. ringing them, but I from talking about it, I feel less significant about it.
And you're not making yourself a victim about it anymore, are you?
Yeah, instead of like, to be quite honest, I used to ring up and just literally burst into tears to them and say, oh my God, my phone's in tears and you've sent me this, why have you sent me this?
Well, that's a good thing, by the way.
Now at least I don't do that.
Well, you still use the tears, but use it from consciousness.
Okay.
I know. You can still ring up and cry. But don't cry because you mean it. Don't buy your own PR, as Gary would say. It's just a big pretense. It's a manipulation.
Right, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, so you can take that. Now you know how to do it because you taught yourself how to do it. But don't believe yourself, okay?
Right, yeah, that was the downfall. Yeah, I'd have to really try and pull myself back up.
Because that's what creates more. You know what? When something doesn't go the way you want it to, I promise you, you've got to go like this. Hooray! How does it get any better than this?
Okay.
When something doesn't go the way you want it, because it's energy. The energy that you're being about the flowers is not going to create greatness for the rest of your day or the rest of the week. Sometimes it can create it for a couple of weeks. You know, I used to teach this to real estate people. It's normal for them to sometimes get a sale that doesn't go through. A contract falls over. And instead of going, hooray, they go, oh, how terrible. I just got to, these people just cancelled and how terrible that all is. Can you hear that energy that they're piling on?
Yeah.
Now, I used to teach them to celebrate, go, yay! How does it get any better than this? Because it's energy, Barb. It's the energy that you create. When something doesn't go the way you want it to, you've got to celebrate and change the energy from, oh, how terrible it is, to, gosh, I wonder what this is. Wonder what gift this can be. Well, how can I use this to my advantage?
I just want to write that one down. Those two. How can I use this to my advantage? How can I use this to my advantage? And what was the one before that?
What gift this is for me?
What gift could this be for me? Or
Yes.
what gift?
Yeah.
What gift could this be for me?
I wonder what gift this could be for me.
I wonder.
And I learned this the hard way myself. This is one of the tools that I've created myself, because it's about energy. And one of the things is, like, you know, for instance, I would have a bars class. I was creating a bars class. Actually, the first time I noticed this was I was creating a bars class in Fielding. And it was growing, it was going well, and there was probably about 6 to 8 people that were all coming to the bars class. And then one lady found a thing on the internet about Access Consciousness being a cult, and that Gary Douglas was, you know, it was a cult. And that just kind of, I think I helped create it. By the way, I created it. Now I'm going to acknowledge that I created it, because what happened is one lady pulled out, and she didn't want me to explain to her, you know, yes, okay, that's on the internet. Yes, people do think that some people have said that Access is a cult. So when she pulled out, I must have gone, oh, like that. And guess what? It ended up with about 2 or 3 people in that bars class when it was already, it was growing and prospering. And I went to myself, you know what? I've got to stop this. I have to stop it. It's the energy that I'm bringing when it went the other way. I got disappointed. Disappointment doesn't create anything. Disappointment destroys your life.
Yes.
It's the energy, it's not the word. I can say disappointment happily and it won't create anything. But it's the energy of disappointment. Oh, woe is me. Oh, how terrible. Energy. It's the energy that you're being. That's why to turn it around. So I teach us now, people who got made redundant. Like my son got made redundant from his job. He'd been in it about a week. He got this amazing job. He was so thrilled with it. And then he got made redundant, told that he didn't have a job anymore. So what we did was I bought a bottle of champagne and some nice little things to eat, but little, what do you call those, little nibbles. And I said, we're coming up to your place and we're going to celebrate. So we did. We had a glass of champagne and we all went, what are the infinite possibilities? And then I said to him, now there's a magical song which I invite you to listen to every day, and it's called Happiness Is. Do you know that one by Will Ferrell? Not Will Ferrell, but somebody. Happiness is the da-da-da. Happiness is the truth. La, 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 la. That's why Gary talks about being happy. And so I invited him to be happy and really and we can do this without anything bad happening to us, by the way. But really, I tell you what, it turned around. The next thing he got his old job back. The people gave him his job for as long as he needed it. How does it get any better than that? And then he got a job. He got a job as a buyer in Tampa with people who really, it's one of the nicest jobs I've ever heard anyone have. The guy who owns the company, it's a meat company called Greenlee Meats. And he runs his business as benevolent capitalism. So John has a great job, and he can work from home if he has to look after the kids, because his wife works as well. He's the one that stays home and looks after the kids if he needs to do anything with the kids. I mean, honestly, and they treat all the employees like that, and they're so happy. They create this loyalty, and they know the people are doing the work, and they never micromanage them. And it's truly, I have such gratitude for Greenlee Meats. Now, how does it get any better than this? When things are really bad, like that's one of the things that Access was saying about COVID-19. Yes, COVID-19's created some interesting times for people. But what if we could see the gift that it is? And actually, that's what the next Creative Edge call is going to be about. We're going to be doing, I don't know when that is, soon anyway. And I'll bring some of the processes from the Creative Edge that Gary has, because he's changed the name of it to What is the Gift of COVID-19? So would you be willing to see the gift in everything that you don't think is a gift? It always is a gift if you will allow yourself to receive it. Even the flowers, Barbara.
Right.
What gift are these flowers bringing to you, darling? And I love calling you darling, because you are a darling, even though you don't.
Well, thank you. That's nice. I love being called darling.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go, darling. So, anybody else got anything else you want to ask and cover? How much fun can we have today?
How much fun can we have today?
How much energy of brightness and happiness and joy can we be today? Are you guys willing to turn up the energy of happiness and joy?
Turn up.
Karen, I can't hear you, darling.
The energy.
I asked my gardener when he turned up yesterday, he said, where would you like me to start on the 2 hours gardening? And I said, well, how much fun can you have in my garden today? What would you like to do? And we went round the back, and I remembered about the camellia that I wanted to remove to give the apples and the plum and the lemons behind it and feijoa some chance to grow. And he got his chainsaw and he loved it. He just loved using this chainsaw, and he just had so much fun. And he's one of the rare people who will actually cut a tree at ground level.
Yeah.
Nobody does that, you know, because it actually is not that easy to do. And but he just loved it. And then he said, "Oh, that stump over there, would you like that gone too?"
I love that question. Asking your gardener.
Because he just loved using his chainsaw. So that was awesome.
And that's because you asked the question.
Yes.
And you're having too much fun with those questions, Karen.
And by the way, those people who I said, you know, she said to me in the supermarket, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm amazing." She's saying that could they, how do they become a library volunteer? And they went to the meeting yesterday and they've signed up for Wednesday. So we're now open another day because of that.
Because of you saying I'm amazing.
Yep.
Because you're being amazing. Yeah, so Karen did the bars class at the weekend on Sunday, and she was amazing, by the way. And you know, I have said that to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
One of the things I noticed with Karen was that she picked up the points so quickly. And I went, "Gosh, you're amazing." And she said, "Well, I do say I'm amazing." And I went, "Oh, right. Yes, you do, right?" So, you know, we kind of really got a greater awareness of what you can create when you start saying, "I'm amazing." Because, you know, when people say, "Well, how are you today?" "Oh, not bad." Well, what does that create?
What does it even mean? You're not good? What does not bad mean?
Not bad. Yeah, right? But if you say, "Oh, I'm amazing," people will go to you, "Wow." They do, don't they? You go, "Oh, wow." You know, because most people won't tell you how amazing they are. Because you're not meant to do that in this reality. But guess what? We're creating our own reality, guys. We're creating a reality that really works and creates an amazing life. And I'm just so grateful.
So what came into my awareness today is the Heart Foundation raffle of a $755,000 house in 11 Kahukaka Road at One Tree Point. And I'm going to win it.
Well, let's pull energy into that.
And before you talked about getting the feeling of enjoying and being, I was already doing that this morning.
Yes, right. So
I've looked at the photos now, and I can see myself in this house. It's perfect for me.
And you'd love to live at One Tree Point.
I would love to live at One Tree Point.
But what you can do is actually be the energy of what it would feel like to already have won it.
Yes.
But one of the things too is I'm going to win it actually doesn't create it. What would it take to win it?
Yes. Okay.
And be the energy of what it feels like to have that or something better.
Ooh, I like that.
So
Can we say that one again?
be the energy of what it feels like to have that or something better or greater.
Be the energy of that.
Yeah, what it feels like to have that.
Of what it
Feels
feels.
energy. It's energy, energy, energy. And ask the question, what would it take to win this or something greater? Or have something greater, and be the energy. Be the energy. Oh my God, being in that energy. And remember, you heard me talking about walking around like a
Have a look at it. It's beautiful.
I know. I'm happy for you to win it, darling. And what else is possible?
Yes. And if that's something greater. Woohoo!
So just be the energy right now of having that and being that in your life. So thank you so much for that, Karen, because that energy is amazing. I love it.
So I'm going to steal the words back and say, so if I was going to ring the flower market people up and talk to them or email them, what would I say in a forum, not forum, access kind of way?
So
What about the flowers?
First of all, start pulling energy from the people and ask to get the person on the phone who's going to be the most helpful. So ask for the person to come on the phone when you've picked up the phone. Ask what would it take to speak to the person that's going to help me with this. And then just say, just see with no energy on it. Oh, my flowers have arrived again. I just, I'm a little bit upset with no energy on. Flowers have arrived and I've got no flowers. Oh, whatever. You know the right.
You should be a comedian.
I know. It is funny, isn't it? It's funny.
Are these bargain basement flowers or what?
Yes. You'll know what to say, but just ask for the right person to help you and keep on asking, how does it get any better than this, and pull masses of energy to market people.
I wonder if bursting into laughter is as good as crying.
Well, you can always try it.
It's different energy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a better energy.
Different energy, yeah.
And say, have these been scraped up off the floor?
Hey, Waverley, did you live at Albany?
Yes.
What's your last name?
Grace Thode.
You used to live in Gisborne, Barbara.
Because I used to live in CP.
Oh, did you? What's your name?
Oh, just
Did you live there too?
Yes.
Oh yeah.